Oh, I'm so happy. It is the 4th of July weekend. Good morning, everyone. I'm T.A. Walker from WPTV. News Channel 5.
And I'm Victoria Lewis. I'm a digital producer here at WPTV, and I write the 5 Things to Know.
You do indeed. And I want to come straight in. I'm going to skip around today. And I want to talk to Liette Reback because she does this cool race every year. It's the BelieveWithMe.com's Freedom 4-miler. And Shannon Cake is all about us talking about this event because she believes in it so strongly because it has such a good cause, right?
Yes, thank you so much for covering our event. So our Freedom 4-miler is this Sunday in Tequesta live. Thank you for your covering our event.
And go through what this race funds. What are some of the things that by participating you're able to do to help some of our heroes?
So the Freedom 4-miler is our yearly fundraiser event that helps us provide hope and help for America's Golden Star families. Believe With Me does that by serving more than 100 children with Christmas. We help families that have lost a soldier in the country in financial crisis, maybe by making mortgage payments, rent payments, car payments. We've given homes, really just anything to help our families of fallen soldiers. So Freedom 4-miler is our biggest fundraiser to help us accomplish that all year long.
Well, that's just awesome. And it's a good event. You even did it virtually last year. I think you were one of the first events to go figure out how to do something virtual. And you always honor a hero on the way, right? And there's like fun facts as you're racing along about that hero, right?
So that's one of the great things about this race. You know, we call it a race, but my team and I keep trying to think of a different word because it's really much more of an experience. Each mile, so 4 miles, each mile is named after a local fallen soldier. And all along that mile are facts like what's his favorite movie? And someone there as an actor from that movie. Or what's his favorite song? And that song is played. Or his favorite candy, and kids are passing that out. Or, for example, this year we actually have, we're honoring a fallen hero who was killed in Vietnam, and he had a 1950 MG, but he was deployed, and we actually have a veteran bringing that car to be one of the props on our race course for that mile. So we finish our race, really no men.
Well, thank you for helping us to remember why we celebrate our freedom, and thank you for doing this each year and putting all your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And your child behind you was sticking his tongue out at you.
Doesn't surprise me. That's Vaughn.
Yeah, you're such a tattletale.
Yeah, he is. He's a stinker. He's actually named after a fallen soldier, Aaron Carson Vaughn, a Navy SEAL from Stuart, Florida. So he's probably tired of hearing about this by this time of year. So he'll be looking forward to about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on July 4th, where we could just hang out and have some good food.
Well, I was the race chair for the Race for the Cure, you know, the event that brings like 20,000 people to downtown West Palm Beach. And by this day, you're so exhausted in preparations and you're trying to keep the best face on. But what I liked is the day of, all the problems are sort of gone and you get to kind of enjoy your work.
Yeah. You know, I keep telling my crew, I'm like, you know, Sunday's coming, whether we like it or not. But we're really so excited because we missed getting to see our crew of really grateful Americans last year, and everyone comes and serves, and a lot of people that come to the race, you know, they're super patriotic Americans, so it's really so I'm looking forward to that.
All right, well, thank you for joining us this morning. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much, you guys, and anyone interested, go to BelieveWithMe.com and register. It's not too late.
That's a good message to give people, especially if you're looking some way to help serve their community.
You've got a great backup dancer there. He's giving
you
you a
my old eyes, I can barely see myself on the screen, so I'm sure I'm going to have fun watching this later.
All right, take it easy, Liette.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
We do want to say good morning to Liam. Good morning, and good morning to you as well. What we really wanted to talk about right off the top is South Florida is in the cone of uncertainty with, is it Tropical Storm Elsa?
No, it's Hurricane Elsa now.
Hurricane Elsa, there's an update. So Katia Hall, our first meteorologist, is going to join us when she gets done with some production. So we're going to kind of table that so we can give you guys the latest information on that. I do want to move on to Surfside. Yesterday, President Biden, he visited with first responders and sat down with DeSantis in a conference room. And it was really nice to see two political parties working together.
More that we can do, including I think I have the power, and we'll know shortly that to be able to pick up 100% of the costs for the county and the state over the first 30 days. I think I'm quite sure I can do that, and so we're going to do that. I think the governor will tell you anything you asked for. We have another group of teams coming from FEMA today. How many people will be?
By the end of the day, there should be about 500 on the ground. 500
on the ground. So, again, this is your show. We just want to make sure that whatever you need.
I really enjoyed that DeSantis and Biden and the mayor were able to sort of. Did you see the sense of relief that came over her face when he told her they're picking up 100% of the cost?
Yeah, I mean, it was a surprise. That's not really too typical. It's usually more closer to 90% of the costs. I thought the whole thing was great. You know, Biden complimented DeSantis on his coordination and his efforts. And then DeSantis also complimented Biden on like his response and the help they've been able to work for there. You know, there's still a long way to go with Surfside, and they're really going to need federal support and state support. And it was great.
Yeah, and with hurricane coming, that's not exactly going to help efforts. Like I said, when Katia Hall gets done with her production, we're going to talk about that cone of uncertainty and what it means. Sean likes to call it the cone of death.
Well, yeah, okay. Category 1 hurricane, guys. We're not there.
I call it the cone of terror, but you know. Tony says, hello from Inglewood, Florida. Eve says, good morning, TA. Good morning to you. Billy says, Beth Shaw, good morning to you, Beth. Sarah says, good morning from Boca Raton. Tony says, I'm so happy to see parties working together. That's how I remember it was growing up, like Bill Clinton and Bob Dole and, you know, Newt Gingrich. They were always at odds, but they were always kind of working together. Allison
says, show my age, but I haven't really seen that a lot in my adult life ever. And, you know, seeing the leader of the Democratic Party and the rising star of the Republican Party come together, be able to work together and have such great things to say about each other along the way was something I've never seen. I've never seen it.
Allison says, so much nicer when everyone works together. I agree. Eves from Palm Beach Gardens. Carrie, as born Floridian, I say bring on Elsa. Only non-Floridians freak out.
Susan, be prepared, guys.
Just be prepared, yeah. Susan says, watching from Hope Sound. Tony says, we're all human and political differences need to be put aside during a tragedy. I couldn't agree more. Good morning. Can the hurricane still increase to category 2, 3, or 4? That's a great question. So Katia Hall, our first alert meteorologist, when she gets done with production, is going to come on and we'll talk about it. Good morning from Tennessee, says Nancy. And Betty says, hi, I live in Coconut Creek. All right, moving on this morning. If you want to, okay, this has been a debate since I've moved to Florida.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So before, if it's raining cats and dogs, monsooning on I-95, everybody's initial sort of reaction is to turn on the hazard lights, and you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to at all.
I've always been the person like, look at all these idiots with their hazards on. Like, you know, I've lost my sense of superiority now.
Right, right. I got a cough, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, see, this person agrees with me. No hazard lights. Hazard lights have a purpose, but now it is legal to turn them on if there are conditions where you maybe can't see ahead. That includes fog, smoke, rain. The latest transportation bill says that is now A-OK in Florida.
Sheriff Bradshaw has been on the program, been on our station many times, and in all my old radio station, he says, when you turn on your hazard lights, you're creating confusion for drivers that don't understand where the road is. So I'm not sure why the rule changed, but it goes into effect, is it immediately?
It's one of those things where like enough people were doing it. You know, it's like some people saying I could care less. It's I couldn't care less, but now we just accept I could care less because enough people said that's the way it is.
It's like the Palm Beach Gardens Mall wasn't the Gardens Mall. That wasn't the name of it. But people just kept calling it that. And eventually they changed the name. So there you go. Actually, her name's Everett. Sorry, or his name. Thank you. Ocala here. It looks like it might be coming our way. We'll find out soon.
The cone has to have more of Florida in it.
Lynn says, that's a happy thing that the two parties are working together. Good going. I think a lot of people want to see a lot more of that. Please trim the trees now. Municipalities will not be picking up before the storm. Good tip.
That is a pro-Floridian right there.
That is. That's pro tip right there. Send it elsewhere, please. We don't need this yet. I agree.
Euro model still has it going out to sea. It could happen.
I have astigmatism, and it's so hard to see people in the downpours to see where the cars are with the hazards on. Okay.
Same here. Yeah.
Tony, yes, we need flashers. It's safer to use hazards and drive slow versus pulling off I-95 berm and then having to merge back into the racetrack. That's funny.
We have lights.
I like hazard lights on so I can see the cars ahead of me if it's pouring cats and dogs. And Jason, only idiots drive in the rain with the hazards on.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've always thought, because when I see the flashers on, I think that person's pulled over. I do get kind of confused as to, like, is this a full stop? And then that causes a lot of breaks where maybe there doesn't have to be traffic for all of us. Yay.
Flashers on, stay to the right. That's how it is in Ohio, where I was raised.
Okay,
Karen, flying home on Sunday night into PBI. Should I switch to Saturday? Let's wait for Katya to give us a timeline. I don't know.
Maybe. That's a solid maybe.
Rachel, morning from Boca Raton. Elsa says turn on the headlights. That's what they're for. Yes, headlights, yes.
Headlights, yes. But emergencies, yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about cruising. Here's my stock Royal Caribbean footage. What's going on with cruising this morning?
Sure. So, one of the great parts about cruising is that it's a really affordable vacation. I've gone on cruises for like 200 something bucks. But now if you're going to want to go unvaccinated, it's going to cost a little bit more. In addition to having to pay for your own testing, Royal Caribbean has said that you're going to need travel insurance, and that travel insurance is going to have to cover a medical evacuation in case you do become infected and you do become sick. So that can run you about another 200 bucks, basically doubling the cost of your trip.
That is crazy news. But I understand why they're wanting to do it. They want to come in and keep everybody safe.
Remind you, this is only for Florida. Everywhere else, unvaccinated passengers are not welcome on Royal Caribbean. But due to Governor DeSantis winning that lawsuit with the CDC, this is kind of the compromise that the industry has come to.
Makes sense. Rachel says we need the rain, but I hate that it could halt the work at Surfside. Oh, I agree. I agree. Oh, the hype. It may rain. Laugh out loud. These comments like this, it is our job to inform you, like, what's going on. It's not
hyping. It's graphics. It's a little chart. We're letting you know what's going on. I was born during Hurricane Andrew, and one thing my mother always said is, like, they felt like they were caught completely off guard, and we just want to make sure that never happens again. We're not saying, like, head for the hills. Be prepared. Be smart.
Exactly. You should have your hurricane kit made already anyway. Jackie, driving with hazards on is a hazard. See?
Agree.
Headlights on, hazards off, says Gina. And call them out. Yes, you're welcome. Gina, we don't need the negativity. That's true. They're calling themselves a fellow idiot because they like the hazards.
I love you. It's all in good fun, but
all in good fun. Tell me about this story this morning. This is kind of crazy.
It's very surprising. So, Shikari Richards, she captured our hearts when she qualified for the Olympics. She blew away the competition, ran right into the arms of her grandmother, and really became a national icon. So, they did drug testing. And she did test positive, not for anything performance enhancing, but for marijuana, which in the state she was in is legal. So now they're trying to have that conversation of whether or not they should let them compete.
Well, she was on exclusively this morning on the Today Show, and Shikari explains to Savannah Guthrie what was going on.
Your story. So tell me, what happened? What led up to this positive test?
Just honestly, I want to say responsibility for my actions. I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm allowed not to do, and I still made that decision. But not making an excuse.
So basically, she was explaining there that she did test positive for marijuana. She seems very remorseful. And again, we have to remember that in the state where she was, at the age she was, this was completely legal. You know, and I've swam competitively. I played water polo for Florida State. Weed's not an enhancing drug unless there was like, I did sports, and that's not an enhancing drug unless, there's a giant cheeseburger at the finish line. You're not any more motivated to finish faster. And it'll be interesting. Just this week, we had a conservative justice, Justice Thomas, say that the United States really needs to re-examine the way it looks at marijuana now that it's legal in so many states. And he is a very conservative justice. So it's interesting to hear him say that.
Yeah, I don't see how it's a performing enhancing drug by any means. I didn't realize we couldn't hear the sound. Sorry about that, guys. She basically was just saying, her mom died and she smoked some pot, and that's what happened. So
a glass of wine, that's the same thing, to me.
Yeah. So
we have a comment here, and right here it says it's illegal to drive with your hazards on. We just want to let you guys know that part of why we are bringing this up is, as of yesterday, it's no longer illegal, as long as there is some sort of visual, something that makes it unable to see ahead of you, like rain, fog, or smoke.
Joe says weed doesn't make you faster. I agree with that.
I mean, in a way, it's almost more impressive that she was so fast.
That's very, very true. If you want to watch that interview, just go to today.com. Sorry, I didn't have the sound up, guys. I forgot to hit a button, so I apologize about that. So let's go on to our next topic, which is Olympic swimming caps. Now, our intern Kathy saw this story on TikTok, and there's swimming caps for people with hair that wouldn't necessarily fit in the caps, predominantly African-American women. And they were going to be able to use these caps, and now they're not, right?
Correct. And like I said before, I used to swim competitively. The cap is there to, keep your hair in place, make you aerodynamic. These caps seem to be made of the same material. They're just a little bit bigger to accommodate more hair, and yet they're being banned. The fact that this is only a problem for a portion of the population makes us feel very discriminatory. I think a lot of people are hoping they're going to re-examine that decision, because just like with Shikari Richards, there's no advantage. There's no playing advantage.
Yeah, I agree. Michael, I would rather have her all day smoking whenever she wants on the American team over the one that turns her back on us. I understand. It's a little frustrating. Absolutely. I
mean, this happened, like you were saying before, with the skateboarder Michael Phelps. It came out that he smokes weed after his races, and I just think there's going to be a national conversation to kind of figure out where we stand on that anymore.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to hit the button this time so you can hear audio. New this weekend, Shaggy's in town. And do you know who Shaggy is?
That's my middle school life right there.
So some of the 4th of July events, this one's more of the untraditional one, but Grammy-winning reggae superstar Shaggy will headline the 18th annual Florida Jerk Festival at the South Florida Fairgrounds on July 4th. It's from 2 to 11. Admission is $35 for adults, $5 for kids, though the rates increase at the gate. They're calling it the Premier Caribbean Festival in Florida. They're going to have jerk chicken and jerk ice cream, a kid zone full of exciting games, carnival rides, and a bounce house. I'm sorry, I played this song yesterday in the newsroom, and everybody was jamming to it. I think this
was fun. Just remember, Shaggy is the one singing this part. I feel like a lot of people get confused and think he's the rapper. Like, no, he's the one that sings.
He's the one that sings. Mm-hmm. So that's going to happen, which is really, really exciting. We already talked to you about the Freedom 4-miler and Tequesta. You can still sign up. It goes to help our Gold Star families, which I really appreciate. And then something that's back on the waterfront is 4th on Flagler.
So 4th on Flagler's back. That has to be exciting for your crew.
Yeah, we are just so excited to be back in this great venue with our patriotic celebration on one of our country's most important days.
And it's a little modified from when we saw it in 1999. It's modified a lot since then, since 2019, right?
Yeah, so, because of the pandemic, we made some changes. We want to spread people out. We shortened the hours a little bit. We're from 7 to 10. And all the big elements are still part of 4th on Flagler, but we've spread things out and still going to have the fabulous fireworks, a stage of entertainment, and moving people up and down the road with some strolling entertainment, just try to keep people socially distanced and such.
So last year the fireworks were in secret spots.
Yeah, so last year we rolled with it. Actually, we're quite proud of the pivots that we were able to accomplish and keep the fun going. We had the fireworks from 2 undisclosed locations in West Palm and did a whole, virtual program to go along with it. So
Now.
Oh, looks like Katya Hall is here to join us.
Yep, she broke in our interview. She turned off our interview. when we get a meteorologist on, they break in, so it's okay, Katya.
We've encouraged their expertise.
I am so sorry. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to load in my screen. Hold on one second. Let me shut this door real quick.
Yeah, no sweat. So we did want to get you up to date on Elsa, and nobody better to do that than our first alert meteorologist who's been talking about it all morning, Katya Hall. Katya, people were trying to ask us questions, and we're like, no. We have to wait for the scientists to get here before we answer questions. Because none of them have degrees in meteorology, and you do. So what's going on?
All right, so we'll take a look at the storm. I'll show you the latest track, and we'll take a look at some of the computer models, and then we'll take a look at that 7-day forecast and how it could impact your weekend forecast. And right now, Elsa is not expected to impact our weekend forecast, so that's the good news. I know a lot of us have plans for the weekend, 4th of July. This should not impact your 4th of July plans. So let's take a look at Hurricane Elsa. It's now a hurricane. It's actually our first hurricane of the Atlantic season. Winds increased to 75 miles per hour. Hurricane hunters actually went in a few hours ago. And what they do in there is they drop all of their weather instruments. They gather all this data, and all of that data is actually fed into the computer models. And so with that better initial conditions, hold on one second. I have to turn this down. It's super loud. Hold on.
Yeah, our commenters would just not let it go.
Yes,
Sorry,
so there's
I
so
got it
many
on my Elsa Penson.
All right. Apologies. Sorry. The TV was so loud I couldn't even hear myself. They go in there and they all of that information that they gather in there is fed into the computer models, and then we're able to fine tune those forecasts. But what they also found when they went into the storm is that it has strengthened. So it's now a hurricane. It's moving over Barbados and moving towards the Lesser Antilles. So here's a look at the latest track on the storm. Let me load it up here. There we go. It just wants to jump around. All right, I have to add pause points in here. I apologize. I just got done with cut-ins, so our some recording. So let me kind of put some pause points here, so that way we can kind of go through this a little bit. I can make it a little bit bigger.
I've always wondered how y'all did this, so it's nice to see how you make your graphics.
How behind the scenes. I tell you, sometimes I'll build a graphic and then it doesn't pop up the way I need it to. Or today I was trying to build something and the banner was off the screen. So sometimes that does happen. All right, so it is expected to remain a Category 1 hurricane as it moves into the Caribbean Sea. However, what's going to happen is as it brushes by Hispaniola and moving towards Cuba, it's going to interact with land. So what happens with hurricanes, we really need that warm ocean water to fuel these storms. So because it's interacting with land, it's going to weaken the storm back into a tropical storm, okay? And so it's expected to stay a tropical storm as it moves towards Florida late Monday night into Tuesday, Wednesday. So if we're going to see any impacts, it might start late Monday afternoon, but best chance for seeing any tropical storm impacts will be on Tuesday.
I'm sorry to pause one second. We had a question. Somebody was asking, they have a flight in Sunday night from up north into Miami. Should they try to push it to Saturday?
Sunday night into Miami. So by that point, the storm should still be over Cuba Sunday night. But again, there's a lot of uncertainty in the track, intensity, and timing of this system because the computer models are not in agreement. Okay, so in terms of making any plans and things like that, right now the storm should still be in Cuba on Sunday, so you should be good. But it's Monday afternoon, Tuesday, Wednesday morning that we could feel those impacts.
And so this is really our first storm of the season for us, right? And it's Elsa, and Victoria has had so much fun making the...
Did you say it's the first time in forever that we've seen ourselves in the cone of uncertainty?
It's Frozen
No, not
puns,
this
the
weekend.
movie. She likes the puns.
We're going into the unknown when we come to the
Yay!
list.
I love it.
Do you want to build a hurricane kit?
Oh, I love that one.
That was Victoria's.
One. Speaking of which, you should have all of those things put together already. But I know a lot of people are procrastinators or kind of last minute with those things. So this is kind of, you know, a heads up to get your supplies together, which you should have had together before hurricane season started, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, Katya reminds you guys almost every morning, you know, it's coming up.
Exactly. So here's a look at the, I made this timeline here. Again, over the weekend, we're not expected to feel any impacts from Tropical Storm Elsa. So your 4th of July plan should be pretty good. We still have a regular 40% chance for scattered showers and storms. That's mainly for the later part of the day. And then on Monday, go ahead, TA, you have a question?
Every year on the 4th of July, no matter where I am in South Florida, it monsoons. Except for last year when there was no 4th of July events. I'm just telling you, it's going to monsoon at some point. I don't need a degree. That's going to happen.
Okay, I'll hold you to that then. Hopefully not. But I think that once the fireworks shows get started,
yeah,
things should start to clear up by that point. Usually most of them start around 9, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so by that point, I think most of that should clear out. Just the typical afternoon thunderstorms is what we're going to see over the weekend.
It's summer in Florida.
Yeah.
Exactly. So a lot of people ask, you know, when are we going to start to feel this? And again, the timing is going to be changing. Okay. But for right now on the current track, Monday afternoon, we could start to feel some winds picking up and then increasing rainfall into the night. It's Tuesday and Wednesday morning that we could be dealing with those tropical storm conditions.
Got it.
Okay.
I always like watching your spaghetti models. Those are my favorite thing.
All right. When I look at the spaghetti models, I don't know if I have them in here.
Give us an idea. And I think I remember hearing you say something about the Euro model, had it kind of going somewhere different.
Yes, so we'll take a look at the models and stuff. All right, because everybody always wants to know, what's the American model doing? What's the European model doing? So I'm going to show you exactly what the path is on those tracks. Hold on, let me go.
I'm digging this. This is like weather on demand. Like, show me the spaghetti models.
Oh, I got it all for you. I got you guys covered. All right, so this is the European model. And this one is taking the storm a little bit more towards Hispaniola, Cuba on Saturday. Okay, so if it moves in this direction, Hispaniola, there's a bunch of rugged mountains in here. And so this could essentially rip the storm apart and it could weaken as it moves up to the north. And this one kind of takes it over the Bahamas on Monday and then it gets pushed out to sea. Okay. So that's kind of the better forecast track, the European model. And the European model has been saying that track for the last several runs. The American model is a different track here. It kind of takes it south of Cuba, moving it into the Gulf of Mexico by Tuesday, Wednesday. And that could intensify the storm because if you think of the Gulf of Mexico, the waters there are nice and warm, and that's what hurricanes like. So at this point, it's a tropical storm, but it could intensify a little bit more as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico by Wednesday, and then it kind of pushes it up around Jacksonville by Wednesday, Thursday, and then it finally moves it out to sea by maybe riding the coastline, actually, all across the Northeast. That's the latest update on Friday.
I see the Carolinas there. Didn't they just get hit by a tropical storm?
Yeah, first tropical storm landfall actually there. So here's the spaghetti models. This shows the projected path of the storm. And you can see most of them are kind of in agreement with the American model, showing a path a little bit more to the west to the Gulf of Mexico, but still some outliers there, including the European model showing a path a little bit more to the east.
Well, Katya, thank you so much. You guys do such hard work for us. People don't realize how many hours you guys put in when storms like this start to come, and it's a very serious, even if it's a small storm, it's a very serious business because you have to give out important information, and you always are telling us to have a plan, right?
Have a plan in place. And this is the stuff that you should have done a while ago. In fact, this is the banner that I was talking about earlier. I try to write, you should have had a plan in place already, but just in case you didn't, these are the things that you should have done. Call your insurance agent, make sure your policy plan is up to date, have that hurricane kit prepared, make a plan for your pet.
That's really important because I did a story for our hurricane special on this. People get all the stuff they need for themselves, but then they forget, my dog needs a crate. Like, get a crate for your dog. Start crate training your dog so they know when you have to put your dog in the crate during the storm so they feel safe and secure. They're comfortable with the crate. There's a whole bunch of stuff you need to do. And if you need detailed explanations on any of these things, you can go to WPTV.com and click on the weather tab.
Yeah, but on there we have the hurricane guide. So that kind of just gives you all the things that you need to know. I know I used that last year and, got my kit together. And I kind of just did a checklist. So it's good to just go run through the checklist just to make sure you have everything.
Yeah, and as we know, we have a bunch of new Floridians that may not know all of this.
Exactly. So WPTV.com/weather. And on there, you'll see a tab that says Hurricane Guide. And you go down and you click on the Hurricane Guide and you can download it. It's a free, we like the word free, right?
If it's free.
Guide. So, yes. And I'll show you guys the 7-day forecast. You guys want to see that? All right. So for today, we have those warm temperatures sticking around, upper 80s, and then scattered late day showers and storms. Again, Elsa should not impact our weekend forecast. So that's a good news. All is well through the weekend. Feeling sizzling hot though. And then Monday is when we could start to feel some windy conditions, maybe some scattered rainfall starts to pick up, increasing Monday night. And the best chance of seeing any tropical storm conditions would be on Tuesday.
Well, Katya, I know you're about to put in some long hours, so thank you very much for being here with us this morning. We really appreciate it.
No problem. I actually have to go into the editorial meeting, so
I guess we'll have to let you go.
Oh.
You guys sing it for me, though.
Let it go. Let it go.
The cold never bothered me anyway.
The cold does bother me.
Never bothered me anyway.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Questions, or are we good?
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you, Katya. I appreciate her
so
time.
Yeah, on the note that she brought up with the fur babies here, we have someone says, please keep your fur babies safe. And as we get back into fireworks thing, that applies too. More pets go missing on the 4th of July than any other day of the year.
Well, the reason you want to put your dog in a crate is because if you have to evacuate, you don't want your dog out loose. You want to be able to put them in a crate so that if they got out loose in the middle of the storm, you're going to lose your dog because they're going to be terrified. So that crate training is really important. Tito and I have been doing it. I take his favorite blanket, a shirt that smells like me, and a toy. And then he drags it all out because he doesn't want to be in the crate, but we're getting used to it.
Definitely. And it's good for 4th of July too. I've heard story of dogs, getting scared by fireworks, literally jumping out the window. So, it's an important part of pet safety.
It is. And we cut off Mary Pennick from the city earlier. She was telling us all about 4th on Flagler, but I'll just read what I wrote for the 5 Fun Things article. The event is back on the West Palm Beach waterfront. The city is trying to spread people up down Flagler Drive. So they moved attractions away from one another. Free, family-friendly event from 7 to 10. The hours are a lot later. That event usually started around 5. There will be roving entertainment like stilt walkers on mimes, food and drinks available for purchase, live music, a DJ on a different stage. Additionally, a supercar week will host drive-in 4th. It's all their supercars that they normally have for the supercar weekend, which they kind of did this year, but not really. And then just so you know, the fireworks will start around 9:09 p.m. So that's going to happen.
My bedtime, but it sounds super fun.
Well, you just get up early, right?
Yeah, I have to be up for the 4 a.m. shift, so I try to go to sleep like 7. But
Shikari.
So these are bongos.
You think they got a bongo?
Yeah. They're new at Lion Country Safari, and this is when they first let them out of the quarantine, and they're throwing bananas there, trying to get them out. He's taking them straight from his mouth right there. And they're really unique coloring. It's kind of a burnt orange and cream stripes.
On the savannah, that must be amazing camouflage. During the dry season, you would never see them.
Well, and yeah, if you're gonna look for them on the safari, they're right before the lions, and right there, he's getting into the tub of bananas. He's like, I don't need your 3 little bananas.
He's
There's
not dummy. He's like, I'll get my own. You need those.
And the grain. There's grain in the bucket.
Grain in the bucket. all the
Thank you,
food
sir.
back there.
Appreciate it.
And this is another one, and this one lost his horn, and they're unlike deer, where they do not grow their horns back. So they're so pretty, and they're on safari right before the lions. And here's the thing, guys: they hide in thickets, so they won't be by the palm trees. They'll be in a group of trees, and usually, if you look for this structure with the fence right here, there's a thicket right to the left, and that's where they'll be. So there's 2 new ones that came from the other coast of Florida. And the reason they did that is because I think it was Naples. They had a whole bongo area. Well, they needed to renovate it. So they sent bongos all over the United States, and Lion Country Safari got 2, and they'll keep those 2. That way the zoo there in Naples can get more bongos because they are very endangered.
Are they a breeding pair?
Those are 2 males, but they're looking to get a female, so they will start to breed them. Yes, it's a good question. And then this just came in from Haley at Lion Country Safari. Just weeks after being ranked one of the 10 best safari parks in the country, Lion Country Safari ranked among the top 12 zoos in Florida by Trip 101. So congratulations to you guys for that. That's awesome.
I believe it. It's a great time there.
Yes, it is a great time. Okay, so Victoria and I have been working on something. Where am I going? I'll just share this one right here. It's called Hidden Gems. And so if you go to our website, right at the top here, there's a button and right in prime real estate space called Hidden Gems. If you click that, it's going to take you, I don't know why the screen's not updating. Maybe I need to reshare that.
Yeah, it'll be right at the top of our page, just a couple little bits over. You can also do wptv.com/lifestyle/hidden-gems if you want to just type it in all old school. And we're also featuring it on our social media. We'll have some links there for you guys as well.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. So if you click right here, Hidden Gems, it's going to take you to this page. And what's really cool is you can scroll down and read all the, they changed the format. I love that.
We're changing it back a little bit more to a list, I think, just to kind of help with people. But yeah, we do have that great interactive map there.
If you click that, it'll take up your whole screen. And so what you can do is it's going to populate all the 90 that we found. And you can zoom in. And I'm going to go over here to Hope Sound. And I like that. My favorite one for this week, our hidden gem this week, is the Hope Sound tree canopies. And when you click in, it brings you up all the information you need to know about the tree canopies. And they're just beautiful. They're located on Bridge Road.
Yeah, we have 90 different things.
Bridge Road is the tree canopies, and it's just a Dixie Highway, and you can drive for about a mile, or you can walk it too. And what's great is the sun sparkles through, and it's just really kind of a cool place to take out-of-town visitors. Because we don't really see many roads like this, and it just looks like something out of a movie. And what's great is when you get to the end of it, you can go to the beach. It goes right to Hope Sound Beach and free parking. So you can really make a great day of it. And it's just beautiful. I recommend walking it because it's just it's so beautiful. So that's this week's Hidden Gem. And Hidden Gems are going to happen every Saturday mornings at 7:15, but we're going to debut them here in Things to Know every Friday. So that's our last little thing for today. And we'll get back to, do we have comments that we need to get to?
Oh, we got a couple of Hope Sound. Absolutely amazing. Very much agree. And there's so many fun hidden gems. There's playgrounds, parks, restaurants, museums, bars. There's something for everybody.
The banyan trees are absolutely amazing. Yep, they are. Losing control of the comments. Oh, there we go.
No, I just try to click it.
Beautiful. So there you go. Hidden Gems. We want you to participate, though. If you go to our website, right here, on every Hidden Gems page. You can submit using this form and send it in, and it'll go straight to my inbox, and then we'll consider it because we want to get up to 100 Hidden Gems after the July 4th holiday. So please go and participate and make sure if there's something you know about that you want to share with everybody, make sure it's on the list. My two that instantly came to mind when I was told that we were doing this project was the Hope Sound tree canopies and then the Brass Ring Pub, specifically the North Palm Beach one, because it's just so unique. They have sassy waitresses in there that will tell you if you break the rules, they'll tell you about yourself, and it's just really fun. Coldest beer in town, graffiti all over the wall, best burgers, best wings. It's just those are my two hidden gems. So we'll be bringing you those every Friday during this.
Can I say two?
Say what?
I'm going to say two. Okay, my favorite this week is Sugar Sand Park in Boca. You know, I have a 2-year-old, anybody that's got like a young kid, but it's great for kids, probably through like 10 years old. Giant playground, literally 3 stories, splash pads, swings, merry-go-rounds, anything you could think of. And then I think the other one that was that I hadn't really heard of is, what was it? It was the Tiki Bar where they filmed the music video for 5 o'clock somewhere, which I was like, what? That's here? Oh yes, sugar. Look how gorgeous that is. They've got a kind of creepy giant head, but the kids love it, you know?
Yeah, it's cool.
And at some point, they are going to reopen the carousel. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and then you're talking about the Square Grouper in Jupiter where they Alan Jackson filmed his music video. So this is really fun, especially like if I live in Jupiter and say I'm making a day trip down to Boca. I don't really know Boca that well. I mean, I've lived here for almost 20 years, but Boca, I just don't know that well. I can get to FAU and I can get to the mall and stuff. But you know, I could come down here and say, okay, there's a park. What's this thing? Oh, this is.
I was born in South Florida in Broward County, and I've still not heard of so many of these places. I'm excited to like take my family and go out and explore.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I'm really excited about this new feature here at WPTV. All right, I think that's it for me. Do you have anything, Victoria?
I think we've summed just about all of it up.
Yeah.
And then
like 45 minutes later, we're done. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks, guys.